Working with the cauldron is an important part of any spell. The cauldron creates heat where spells are cast. There are many advantages and disadvantages to working with the cauldron. Anyone wishing to cast a spell on someone else must know how to use it safely. A cauldron is a container filled with boiling water warmed by a fire. The person at the front of the cauldron holds a stick wrapped around a piece of wire. The person next to them tosses the fire into the cauldron. The flames in the cauldron turn red, indicating the start of magic. Incantations are short words or phrases that can be used to cast spells. Incantation books are widely available worldwide and inexpensive. In general, it is optional to purchase the right book, but reading as many spells as possible is recommended before choosing which one to use on which person. Enchantments can be bought on the internet, through websites, or in bookstores. Sometimes they can even be found at the beginning of a television series. Most spells require 2 people, but some only require 1. If you are casting a love spell, you will need 2 hands. If you're using a fire spell, you will only need 1. You will need a willing target to cast a powerful spell in both cases. Once you know the correct way to cast a spell and have it successfully cast, you must keep the cauldron prepared. To do this, it is first important to remember that you should never use water when trying to cast a spell. Water is a conductor. Therefore, any person holding the cauldron who is wearing water cannot cast the spell successfully. The same is also true if you are trying to cast a curse. If you use water when preparing to cast a curse, you will have no way to remove it once you cast it. It would help if you remembered that although this may prevent you from using your cauldron effectively, it will leave a mess in your hands. A key part of working with the cauldron in Wicca is remembering that it is up to you to balance your magical energy. If you do this, the cauldron can stay balanced. Therefore, your efforts to work with the cauldron will become frustrated. The entire result will only succeed if you allow the energy to become balanced. When working with the cauldron, you must remember to use your hands. You do not want to use your feet, for instance, to transfer the magical energy from your hands to the cauldron. Also, it is important that when working with the cauldron, you never use your hair when preparing to cast a spell. Hair acts like a conductor, and when you rub your hair against the cauldron, it can cause the energy to become unbalanced. In addition, you should never use your fingernails when preparing to cast a spell. Your nails can transfer energy from your hands to the cauldron, and when you use your fingernails, they can do more damage than good. When working with the cauldron, remember that you are working with the mind, not the body. Therefore, you will find that you have a much easier time working with the cauldron when you are alone. If you are trying to cast a love or protection spell, remember that the best place to cast such spells is in your mind. When you are alone, you can allow your mind to relax enough to let the magic out, which in turn helps the energies from your hands flow into the cauldron. When you cast a love spell and focus all your energy on the love being cast, the love you are casting becomes real to the point where the cauldron opens up and consumes the negative energy.
I wish you well and merry part.